I wanted to know what would happen now if I paid taxes on that because you're looking at this, if you double your dollars each year, I didn't take out anything for taxes. And somebody says, yeah, you didn't take out for your taxes. Okay, let's do that. If you're in a 30% tax bracket, and that's what I'm calculating here, because in reality, I think everyone's if you're in a minimum tax bracket, you're paying about 30%. Let me tell you how I calculate that, see if you agree with me. The minimum tax bracket in our country is about 15%. Now, there's a certain amount of money you can make and pay nothing. That's if you have deductions. But then the first tax bracket is 15%. And you can say, yeah, well, John, why didn't you calculate it at 15? Because you also have to pay Social Security or self-employment tax. Well, that's broken down into two parts. Now, I don't want to jump right into this, and yet I do want to jump right into it. In taxes, you have to pay self-employment taxes, and it's always taken out of your paycheck if you have a job. But you're thinking, but that's broken into two parts. You pay half and your employer pays half. Well, I'm going to convince you need to be your own employer. Well, that means you're paying both halves. Well, if you're paying 15%, which is the minimum bracket to Uncle Sam for income tax, and you're paying both halves of your Social Security, or which is called self-employment tax, that's 15%. That's 30% in the minimum bracket. Okay, so what I want you to do now is right beside, I want you to make another piece of paper right beside the one that you just did, and let's look at this, and this has to do with the fact that if you paid taxes, now doing an Excel spreadsheet if you know how, and what you would do is you would take your dollar and you'd multiply it by 1.7. Because what that means is you doubled your money, but you had to pay 30% tax on it. So you multiply the dollar by 1.7. Now you multiply your $1.70 by 1.7 your second year. And what absolutely blows me away, and I wish I could ask you this before I showed you the slide, but how much do you think you would have accumulated? The first way, it's $1 million. How much would you have accumulated, doubling your money every year, but this time you're going to pay the minimum tax, which is 15% to the federal government and 15% self-employment tax. It blew me away. Look at your chart down there. It seems to me it's $47,000, $48,000. Are you getting that? Which means that if you were not paying taxes, you get the benefit of all that money. But just taking 30%, which we do every year. Now look at your paycheck right now. Most of the time, your 30% is taken out before you even get your money. We're going to stop that, number one. And we're going to be able to use all this, but it's complicated. You're going to have to learn to do it legally because I said before, anyone can cheat. It does not take an expert to cheat. And it may take an expert to cheat and not get caught, but we're just not going to cheat. We're going to learn the rules and play by those rules, and we're going to get almost every dollar of the money we're making, we're going to benefit from it personally.